Hi there, I'm Peter Marmorek, and the story of Ambika and me begins in 1953, 69 years ago, in the country of Canada, in the province of Quebec. I was 5 years old and lived with my mother and father and younger brother David in Granby, a small town in which almost everyone spoke French. My father was reading Le Voix de l'Est, the Voice of the East, our daily French newspaper. He read out an article to me, translating into English, that Prime Minister Nehru of the newly formed country of India had said if the children of Granby wanted an elephant for the zoo, he would try to dig one up. I was very excited, so I said to Dad, "Can I write to him?" Dad typed my letter. I was too young to know how to write, and it included my note that I didn't know elephants lived underground. I was puzzled by the digging up part of Prime Minister Nehru's offer. 2 weeks later, mail between Canada and India was faster back then. I was so happy. I had a letter with the official seal of India in red sealing wax from Prime Minister Nehru, explaining that he would send me an elephant, which were large creatures that did not live underground, but roamed through forests. I admired his handwritten corrections on the letter. My father and mother told the mayor of Granby, he told the press, and I became a celebrity. The story spread across Canada and through the United States. The story got messed up too. Sometimes I was 5, which I really was, sometimes 12, sometimes there were 2 elephants, sometimes the elephant had already arrived. But 2 years later, just when I was starting to get worried, we heard Ambika was coming. She arrived with her mahout, Mr. Varghese, who helped her learn about Canada. I was nervous to have to stand next to Ambika. I was 7 and she was only 4, but she was a lot bigger than me. My parents reassuringly explained that elephants were vegetarian and only ate vegetables. I thought about this and then answered, "But how does the elephant know that I'm not a vegetable?" Maybe she didn't and just wasn't hungry, but Ambika seemed very friendly, and our Christmas card for 1955 shows us together. Time passed, and I visited Ambika often. Then I moved to Montreal, on to Toronto, to Boston. Life happened, and I lost touch with her. I did get to travel to India, and part of the draw lay in Ambika, from whom I'd learned that India was a magical country. If you wrote to it, they might send you an elephant. On my first day in Delhi, I forgot that in India, traffic moves on the left side of the road. I looked the wrong way, heard a shout from a mahout riding a large elephant through the Chandi Chowk, the old market where I was staying. Never have I escaped a traffic accident with such delight. India was a country where you could get stepped on by an elephant. It was instant love. About 20 years ago, I decided to see Ambika again. I went to the Granby Zoo, but she wasn't there. I hastened to the administration office and explained who I was and asked where Ambika was. The administration was delighted to meet me and agreed that Ambika was not in the zoo, but they had no record of how she'd left. Maybe she died, maybe she'd been traded to some other zoo, but no one knew. Now, I'm not very organized, but I have never lost anything the size of a full-grown elephant, and I felt very unhappy about such a vague ending to my fairy tale story. But though the zoo and I researched, we didn't find anything. The trail had gone cold, my elephant had gone, the story was over. But a year after that, the story came back. I was teaching math to 14-year-olds in Toronto. There were a few minutes left, so I told them the elephant story. One of the students, Nadia, who had just moved to our area from Madras, India, got very excited. She blurted to the class that when she'd been studying Indian history at home, their history books had told how Nehru had sent an elephant to a small boy in Canada. And here that small boy was, all grown up and teaching her equations. And now Uncle Nehru, Please Send an Elephant, has come out. And you can read my story and the stories of other lucky children who had Uncle Nehru send them elephants. What is the moral of all this? For me, it's that people all over the world share a love for animals, that India is a wonderful country, and that you should never be afraid to ask for a really big dream. Sometimes the biggest dreams come true.